Okay, everybody say hello.
We want to say a big thank you to Trade for sponsoring another episode. If you want to learn how you can get 50% off a delicious bag of coffee, then hang around to the end of the video.
But first, let's go to Iraq.
Today is our first day in the Kurdistan region of Iraq, and if you missed yesterday's video, this is a place that we never thought we'd visit.
It's our first full day in Arbil, and I'm so excited to explore.
Might be the most dangerous part about being in Iraq. So if you've watched any of our videos in the past, you'll know that we aren't big museum people, but the Arbil Civilization Museum sat right across the street from our hotel. It's free to visit, and this is one of the oldest inhabited cities in the world, so we thought this would be a good place to start.
So the director of the museum took us under his wing and told us a little bit of history about Kurdistan, and you may be more informed about Kurdistan than we were before coming, but he told us that before World War I, Kurdistan was this massive region of Kurdish people. And today, Kurdistan is split between 4 different countries: Iraq, Iran, Syria, and Turkey, which makes the Kurdish people the largest people group in the world without a nation. So hopefully when we refer to the Kurdish region of Iraq, that makes a little more sense now.
So we spotted these cable cars as we were coming into the city last night from the airport, and we thought it'd be a good way to get an aerial view to kind of orientate ourselves with the city. But I think they're painting them or something. There's newspaper all over the windows on them, and nobody's around.
From our hotel to here, we've passed 0 other foreigners, but we're on our way
and very few people.
But we're on our way into the city center, so I'm really curious to see if there are tourists over there or if nobody comes to Arbil at this time of year.
Also, just from looking at a map, the city is just filled with these giant parks that, from what we have experienced, are also empty. Lots of green space though.
Beautiful parks, fountains everywhere. I mean, it's a gorgeous city.
Oh, I really wanted to ride the cable car. Oh, thank you. Oh, it's still just soaking in the grease. I don't know what I'm eating. I assume it's like a donut and it's gonna be delicious.
Right out of the fryer.
Oh, wow. Mwah. So I think they're frying them up in the grease here, and then he just lets them soak in this big vat of liquid sugar.
Rusa.
Rusa?
Usta.
Wow.
Thank you.
Done. Oh, wow. I guess he's going to sell them in the streets. This is seriously the best donut that I've ever had. That nice crunchy outside, and then when you bite into it, the sugary syrup just goes everywhere.
We walked by this place and literally Nate just walked in and the guy handed him one. We haven't asked what it's called, how much it costs. But everyone's super nice in here.
Can I pay you? Great. I literally have sticky syrup on my shoe, on my pants. It's gone everywhere. Those guys were so nice. I tried to pay for it and they wouldn't let me. Seriously, all morning as we've been walking around for the past hour, the people here have been so incredibly nice. We've had people go out of their way. I think they're just curious. We obviously stick out like a sore thumb. We've had people just go out of their way to walk by and say hello. They'll pass us once and then realize that we don't belong, and they'll make another circle just so they can walk by and wave at us, and it's so nice.
And about 5 seconds before we walked into that bakery, we walked by a street vendor, the kind that normally annoy you and try to get you to come buy something. He tried to give me a pair of his sunglasses that he was selling. And then he just wanted a picture.
Who does that? The people. I think we're finding more and more when you go to places that don't normally get tourists, like the kindness of humans come out. Nice.
I got to do it.
Can I try? Yeah? How did this get so big? It's so small.
It's good.
I'm really slowing this job down. Okay, and to the side. So I've just wandered into a bread shop. They put me to work. I'm not helping though, I'm just slowing down progress here. They're just cooking naan in these huge tandoori ovens. It's beautiful.
And they gave me these
No, too small. This is how big they're supposed to turn out. And this is how big mine turned out. I think I'm gonna be forced to eat this one. Boss. No. Okay. Money, no money. Okay. Thank you so much.
Goodbye. We just wandered by this bakery. They invited us inside, gave us free food, wouldn't take money, and even let Nate bake a little bit.
Which I've learned I'm a very bad baker. He made it look so easy. He was spreading these things out in like 2 seconds, and I couldn't get mine any bigger than like. My favorite part is when they were coming out of the oven, he was just throwing it like a frisbee across the room onto the floor.
Well, we have definitely found all of the people. We are near the center of town now, and there are people everywhere, and we just stumbled upon this local market. Say hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
What's your job?
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yes, we make videos.
Do you watch YouTube?
Yes.
Yes?
Every day.
Kara and Nate. Like this?
We have a lot of new friends.
Everybody's gotten camera shy now that the cameras come out. But we've taken a lot of pictures with a lot of people. Everybody is very curious and very, very friendly.
What is your name? Well, that was unexpected. We were literally just walking, and one guy said, "Take my picture." And so we took it, and then we started talking, and then before we knew it, there were like 20 local males literally in a circle around us.
It was like as soon as we stopped, everybody like took that chance to come like figure out what we were doing here. The funniest thing was everybody wanted their picture taken, but like they didn't want to take it with their cell phone, they just wanted us to have their picture. Oh, wow.
We eventually said we have to keep walking.
They would have just, I think they would have just stood there and looked at us all
Yeah,
day.
and
Like-
that was the other thing. Yeah, it's like when we weren't talking, they were just smiling.
Like one of them spoke a little bit of English, and that's how we were communicating with the entire group.
I love it.
I don't know what I expected here, but this definitely wasn't it.
Wow, we've just found the bazaar. Look at this place. Oh, I want everything. We are traveling somewhere very cold after this trip, and so I just couldn't help myself when I saw this super cute hat for less than $4. This is unlike any bazaar we have ever been to. We've probably been shopping for about an hour now, and not a single person has told us to come into their shop, try to get us to buy anything. Everybody just smiles. Like normally I have to just kind of walk by like this.
So we've made it into the main square, and immediately upon entering the square, these brown drinks were forced upon us by a man wearing this giant metal teapot on his back.
يا الله يا مالي طال المطال يا حلوة تعالي بليلة بلبلوكي بربيل دعبلوكي يا عزيز الفلير انجليز
It was a really cool setup. And we were like, no thank you. And he was like, okay. And then he poured us 2 cups.
And we've made it to a more touristy area of town. That wasn't just like a hospitable gesture. He wanted money
It's the
for
first
this.
time something like that has happened.
This is like the place to be though. It seems like everybody in the city is just hanging out in the square.
There's also like a sad part of it though. There's a bunch of children walking around selling things like chewing gum. And you can just tell that they've been told like not to take no for an answer. And so they just follow you around holding chewing gum. And it's just heartbreaking. Like whether they need the money or not, or if it's going to their parents, like no matter what the reason is, it's sad to me that there are kids who are being forced to do that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's just the reality of the place. We don't want to only talk about the good things.
So far, it's been a glowing review of Arbil. On YouTube, Kara and
Anthony. Okay.
Video?
with me.
Yalla video.
We made new friends!
So we were trying to ask these guys what the beads were that all of the men were holding, and now they've given us theirs and they won't take them back.
Good friends, good.
Good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everyone here is so nice. So I would say in the square, it's probably like 80% men to women, and all of the old men in the square have these beads, and we were trying to ask them what they were because they spoke a little bit of English, and then they just pulled theirs out of their pocket and gave them to us and would not take them back.
Immediately, like we were like, the bees! And they both went, oh! And handed them to us. And I'll always remember the kindness that we encountered here. So sweet.
Photograph.
So we actually got lost in the industrial area of town. And now we've made some friends and we're having tea with them on the side of the road.
This is great. I think we're at a shop that sells adhesive. The adhesive shop offered us some tea. I felt like this wasn't a ploy to get us to buy some adhesive. Normally when someone invites us in for tea, I think they're trying to sell us stuff, but I don't think we're going to be buying any 5-gallon adhesive jugs behind us.
Nothing in return. Oh, taking a selfie.
Ready, hold. Selfie.
Selfie وكده.
Hello.
They take it over.
You're a natural.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is America.
Goodbye. Came up to the top of the citadel, which is the very center of the city of Arbil.
And this is the part of town that has been continuously inhabited for the last 5,000 years, making this one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world.
I cannot believe the sun's already gone down. Today's gone by so fast, and all we've done is walk and eat free samples that people have given us, and so we didn't even have lunch.
It has been such a good day. Like, you go into a new city and you hope that like you can get to talk to a couple locals and just like have a local experience, but it's never something that you can plan. And so today was just really special.
Yummy. We ordered the Iraqi kebab plate. I honestly don't even know what kind of meat it is. We just got it because it was called the Iraqi kebab plate.
I just really hope that today's video came across like half as good as today actually was. So good. So, I mean, I don't know. We booked these flights. We were a little nervous. We thought we'd come see a new place. We had read great things about it. We hoped we would experience good hospitality when we came here, but like, it went above and beyond what we could have ever hoped for. Once again, thank you to Trade for sponsoring this video. For those of you who haven't heard about Trade, they're an awesome company that connects coffee lovers like ourselves with roasted to order coffee from 50 award-winning roasters around the United States.
They have over 400 different kinds of coffee, and they make finding the perfect one super easy with their 6-question coffee quiz. This time they've paired us with another winner, this beautiful blend from Onyx Coffee Lab.
Currently, Trade only ships inside of the US, so we aren't always able to get our hands on a bag of coffee, but when we're back home, a bag of coffee from Trade is what's fueling our time behind our computers and good conversation with friends and family.
Trade is going to give the first 100 people who click on the link in the description below 50% off their first bag of Trade coffee if you use our code Kara and Nate. So go click on our link, take the quiz, and enjoy half off your first bag of delicious coffee on us.
Totally forgot what I was gonna say.
This is unlike any market we've ever been to. Is this a market?
Where are you from?
USA.
USA. Oh, you American, Mamre.
Madam.
America.
I wish I knew what was going on. Hammer juice is very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if we should be drinking this or not. We'll figure out soon enough, I guess. Sit down.
He knows the words sit down and chai.